So it's a singing one.
Oh,
All right, you let me know when you're ready, and
Okay.
I'll start the timer.
this is cool. Yeah, this is such like an LGBT saying, like such a queer like saying. It's like, oh, honey,
slay.
yeah,
Slay.
slaying it.
Come on, RuPaul.
Who wrote this?
No, I did not write that one. No, it was me. That was me. Cheated on that one. Hello and welcome to another episode of Lizzie 1-1, and today I have the divine El Sam. Oh, you are. Look at your hair and everything. Comes rocking in with a fur coat.
I'm like the worst with compliments. I'm like, oh,
Do you know when everyone like used to describe like if playing my faith went into a radio bit like a booth or just
Yeah.
to record, she'd like dress up to the
like,
nine.
yeah,
Like you're that kind of
yeah,
person, I can
I'm
imagine.
that kind of person. Yeah, definitely. I'm like, even if it's not visual, I'm just like, I'm there for it.
I'm there for it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your look actually. Let's go for your look today.
It's sort of like modern, minimal, neutral colours, but like fabulous at the same
But
time.
you wear it so well.
Thank you.
And you are like what you said, 6'1", did you say?
6'1".
You kind of like a model already.
Yeah,
Let's be
I mean, hire me already. Like, sign me, gosh.
I know, come on guys, get him on there. I'm surprised you're not actually.
Vogue, where are you at?
Or clothing, a clothing company, I can see you doing that.
This is like one of the plans for like the
Can see
future. Yeah.
Yes,
I
or
definitely
we'll
want
get
like
into
a
that then.
minimal.
It's exciting though because you've got a few projects I've been noticing you've been putting out there, some subliminal messages for your fans and those that are new to you.
Yeah, it's
So,
like
yeah.
all these like little teasers.
We'll get in later on to calling you because that's the sound of that song. It's so good.
Thank
it's
you.
like I'm transfixed. I have to like keep pressing it.
Yeah, just like the little, like that little, what's it, the chorus part?
So let's talk about last year. How do you think that was for you last year?
Amazing. Like, I did so much compared to the year before, but not as much as I wanted to do. Like, I literally had like a meeting with my manager last week and I was like, I wish I achieved much more than I should have.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Like, I'm taking it slow. So
Yeah.
like this year, I'm not gonna stress about that. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'll do as much as I could, my capabilities. So it's good. But like, I did so much that I'm really proud of.
Yeah.
Like in terms of releases, I released some of like the deepest probably tracks that I've ever.
We're gonna get into that now
had,
then.
Yeah.
So the first one I wanted to play was Anxiety.
Yeah.
Because it's something that's a taboo subject. It's only just starting in the public to be spoken about a bit more, and there's adverts out.
Absolutely.
But it's something that needs to be spoken about. So I thought we'd get into that first.
Yeah, let's
And then we'll talk about that.
Ever wake up in the night and something doesn't feel right? Feel your body coming free. Feel your heart, it feels tight. Sip a bottle next to me. My medicine, it calms me.
So yeah, let's talk about, like you said, sip a bottle next to me, medicine calms me. So let's talk about that lyric first.
Oh God. So last year was like a year of like lots of downs, ups and downs, I suppose. But like the downs were quite intense, and I think not a lot of people knew how much I got into drinking, and that's like what sort of like sip a bottle next to me. Like it got to a point where I had like a bottle next to my bed, and like not even my mum. Sorry, mum, if you're seeing this. Not even my mum knew about it. Like it's horrible. Like it's the most horrible feeling ever. Like this year now, I'm sober, like completely sober. I haven't smoked for like since November, my birthday last year, which is amazing.
I feel terrible now for asking you to do an alcohol. I was like, oh, let's do a shot game at the end. I'm so glad I asked because that's because obviously after meeting Naomi, Dawes, she told me that she also had a similar experience. So I thought I need to ask just in case people maybe are going through that. You don't know, do you?
Yeah.
But like you just said, people don't know. People don't always know.
Literally, like, because you keep it, like, I kept it well, like, so well, if that makes sense. Like, no one actually knew what was going on. Like, no one knew how much I was going through, etc., and, like, how it developed. So that's kind of, like, what the song is about, really. Like, it was an explanation of that. And like I even filmed a video like when I was randomly out with like on a family holiday like in Brighton, and we just did the video there like randomly and just like let my hair down. Like I've never let my hair down like normal in the video.
That is one thing I was gonna say. Like you look beautiful anyway whenever you have your hair done. Even look nice down. I was like, oh, that's like your visuals for your videos as well. Like,
I try so hard with them. Like I do like a good like nice production. So like, but I like it to be natural. I don't like overdone stuff. So I think that's what like showed in anxiety, I suppose. So it's just like a random.
So do you like the water then? Because obviously the water was kind of
the water was like kind of. I just felt, I don't know, like, you know what, we didn't even plan it. We did not even plan to film it. Like it was just, I just planned the single to be out and that's it. Like it's going to be a song. There's no visual. I had the camera with me and I happened to have it in Brighton. And I was like, I told my sister who's 18 and she's like, I was like, she was just like randomly filming. She's like, your hair's not done. You don't even have makeup on your face. Like you don't have any of that at all. It's all stripped down. You're literally in a white shirt and shorts. Like I was like, you know what? This is exactly what I want it to be. Mm-hmm. Like I just felt like this is the power of the song. So I was like, that's what I'm putting. Like,
well, you wanted to symbolise how you were feeling in that moment.
100%.
But you still look good. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
well,
thank you. I mean, I felt
you still look good.
I thought it looked dreadful. Like I was looking after, I was like, you know what, this is like horrible. But it was like, you know what, that kind of like is the purpose of the whole thing, is to just strip it all down and be like.
How did that feel? Having to, or even
really good.
When you first wrote those lyrics, how did that feel? Did you think, oh, should I put it out there, or I'm going for it? I was
very hesitant with that one because it's a different sound as well. It's not as dark as the rest of like the tracks are, like they usually do. So it's very like, it's almost like a mixture of an upbeat but also dark, and I don't know what I would describe it, to be honest. It was like a mix of everything really, wasn't it? So yeah, it felt really good to put it out. I was very hesitant with it. I just didn't like feel like I was ready to put it out.
Yeah,
but it felt good doing it.
And then we'll get into mind games now, so
yeah,
we'll talk about that in a minute, but yeah, we'll get into that now.
Cool.
Staring at the ceiling, look around. Voices in my head, fighting, aiming for the crown. Speeding in my heartbeat, trying to keep it low key, shouting off the sounds. Looking at the fear and in the face, looking at the timeline, seeing in a haze. Don't know what to feel like, don't know what to scream like. I don't wanna mess it up, your feelings are a fake. Step it up, make it stop.
Yes. Are you voguing or are you just doing your own little...
I don't know, dude. I can't vogue.
I love how we were just saying that it's like very transfixed. Like it's kind of like you feel like an illusion is going to pop up and just take you in.
It is very like hypnotizing.
I can see that in a film as well, like someone playing it in some kind of like, you know.
I should have like interpreted that wheel, you know, like the wheel that just goes around.
That would be great. So let's talk about, because obviously you have Mayday on that track as well. So let's talk about the collaborations and how it came together.
So Mind Games was an experiment. Never thought I would ever get anyone on it. Never thought I'd ever put it out. It's one of them songs that was just like, you know, I'm going to play around with the sounds on, you know, I used GarageBand as well. So I was like, you know what, it's the basics of like everything sound-wise.
I love that.
Yeah, like
you use what you've got, your resources.
Exactly, yeah. Like I don't, a lot of people are like, get Logic, whatever. I'm like, no. Like if I can do a track using the basic sounds, I've accomplished my mission. Yeah. I feel like I don't know, Vincent Mandela.
Yeah, it's like a true. No, but you're right what you're saying, because there's a lot of people out there that may be watching this that are budding, like want to become musicians and thinking, oh, I need to have the best equipment, that type of thing. It's like this. It's like when I do this setup, it took a lot of time to save up to even get this. Yeah, exactly. So you can't just get it overnight. You have to work at it.
100%. Like it took ages to get like a good microphone, and then the good, like, you know, sound system, and then the good speakers, and then the MacBook, and you know, the whole thing. Just, but like before that, I released a whole album using the most like basic stuff ever. Like,
and like BBC introduced and picked up on your music.
Like, yeah, it's crazy.
So so let's talk about obviously we'll get into Mind Games first.
Yeah,
let's talk about, but then we'll get on to BBC. So yeah, Mind
Games. Yeah, like it was just a random song that was just there, and then I thought, you know what, I've met Mayday a few months before that. I was like, I really need to work with him. And I was like, you know, I've got this song. I think he was at the time in Jamaica. And I sent it over to him. I was like, you know what, I'll email you the demo. like see if you think about it, see what you feel like. If you want to do it. Then he messaged me like I think the next day, and he was like, I already wrote my verse on it. So
I'm on that. Just,
like,
just put me on there.
He was like, I'm on that. Like, just, I'll record it when I get back home and send you over the audio, and then you can do whatever you want to do with it. So I was like, gosh, that's perfect. And then it just came out. It just like, I was like, you know what? We need to do a video for it. I want this weird concept for the video. I was like, I wanted people from different backgrounds. So we had people from, different sexualities, races, etc. So, obviously different genders, etc. So, and I was like, you know what, we need to make like a corporate sort of like looking video, and just make sure like everyone shows their personality in the video. So it was very fun filming it. It was like everyone was so patient. It took like a whole day to film half of the video. The other part we filmed it the next day, like at a different location.
You're just like getting everyone in check. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing.
Well, it wasn't me actually. It was my creative director.
You're creative though. Well, that's good.
So yeah,
exactly.
He's like, I literally, I need to release some of like the behind the scenes live videos of it because he's amazing. His name is Talvin. He's my best friend. Like I've known him for years, and he also went to my college as well. So he was there on it. Like he was like, okay guys, you need to shout on this table. Like you need to shout at each other. So pick up a subject that really irritates you and just shout about it. And one of the guys called Brandon, who was in the video, I used to work with him. He basically picked the most ridiculous subject ever. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was like something like McDonald's, not like doing. I need to like figure it out. I need to remember what it was.
Just got to read his lips.
Yeah,
chicken McNuggets.
Literally, he's. Was it pizza or like McDonald's or something like that? And they were very like.
Not as bad as my one friend. She a vegetarian, and she bit into a wrap and it ended up being a chicken wrap. Oh, no. Yeah. That's horrible. But I like the fact that you also highlighted LGBT. That's so important. Yeah. Because to have that in the mainstream or media itself, whether it's people starting out or again mainstream, it needs to be highlighted. Because I feel like even when you watch soaps or certain things, I'll have it a little bit. Yeah, but it's not as. It's like not. Like tangible, it's not constantly there. So I thank you for that and other people that watch that. Yeah, no, I mean, like that's what we do. I think as artists, like you have to put all of that into your art. Like it's just such a big industry, and it's so powerful what artists do in general. Like even yourself, like within like, you're doing podcasts or you have the messages behind all that. People watch that, so it's very important to like put all the right messages in there. In terms of like the LGBT part, Caitlin, who was in the video as well. Who's a non-binary drag king, and their stage name is he with the amazing
contour? Yeah, that's
highlight. Okay, yeah.
So their name is Caitlin, and like what they did was amazing. Like they just put their personality out there. It's so cool. So I'm like really happy with that. So yeah, that was like a big contribution to the video as well.
And let's talk about BBC introducing because you've been and you've performed at O2 Academy near there, or like part of it. Something to do with O2 Academy.
Like a while ago, yeah.
That was
like the O2 Academy, yeah.
There was another one. Oh, what's it called? Blogosphere?
Blogosphere was a huge thing, yeah. That was actually the highlight of how everything kicked off for me. Like online on social media and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean the O2 Academy, my manager Vanessa put on a show for like a lot of artists a couple of years ago, and she was like, we need to put on a show at the O2 Academy. So she got a lot of people involved. Artists like there's Mr. Mackey, there's like Christian DeVoe. They were all huge, like amazing artists who would like perform that night as well. So that was like a really big thing, which I put on my CV. I was like, I performed at the O2.
I think you have like 6,000 and something followers, like a ridiculous amount.
That's big. That's really like, I'm so happy with that. Like I obviously, my ambition is for more and to get like. Oh, you trust me, the whole creative visuals and what you've got and the messages, you'll get more. Yeah, hopefully.
But the fact is that people are going to watch that. It's not just for the followers, but people are going to watch it and you're going to connect. Yeah, no, exactly. You're going to connect with someone.
It's the fact that you're spreading the message to more people. It's not the followers, it's not the count, it's not the likes. And like one thing that's really good, like now Instagram, they're hiding the likes as well, which I'm loving.
No, is that just on ages? Because I go on that and I try and think, am I seeing people's likes, or is it just an age thing? Do I like restricted to ages or not?
No, I think it's like happening to certain amounts and it's going to expand after. So I can still see everyone's likes and how many they've got, but so many people said they can't see mine unless they go on the actual likes and they
that's good then
see how many people have liked, which is great.
It just cause because in this current generation we have like the younger people, all I want is some validation with like Like, unless you're promoting something or you're in that kind of, again, like yourself, like creative element, obviously you need that attention on you. But but then people that aren't in that space, they're still looking for it.
And like, it's like, I find it very sad and mad, like the amount of people as well that take down the posts after they posted it because they're like, oh, I didn't get enough likes. I'm like, I posted it somewhere else. I'm like, no, this is so bad. Like, this is not what it's about, really. But I think it's getting better, like, slowly.
Also, I love the fact that you've just wiped off like most of your year, and it's like a fresh. You're like, okay, this is a fresh start. I like that.
I promised like myself and everyone, I was like, 2020 is going to be our year. Like, and I even put it out like as a post somewhere, I don't know, Facebook or something. I was like, this is like the year for creatives. It's the year for like all the success for everyone. I think it's going to be a huge year. Like, it's a new decade. It's a new year. I was like, start from fresh and then we'll take it from there. But yeah. I was like,
and you got a new track coming out soon. Is it 7th?
6th.
Oh, 6th. Sorry. Yeah. Come on, Liz, get it right.
It was meant to be on the 7th, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it on Friday. I'm going to do it on Thursday.
Tease you and I'm going to release it early. Yes, enjoy. But here's a little teaser of that.
Taking me up higher, believe I don't wanna be without you. Holding like a tiger in tears, falling to the deep, calling you.
I love that at the end. It's so like some dynasty or something.
It's so cinematic and dramatic, like.
But you can see, because you said someone when growing up you listened to a lot of, is it Lana Del Rey mixed with between a few other, you can name a few other artists.
Lana Del Rey is my favourite artist. I'm going to see her in February at the end of Feb, so it's going to be a
someone said she's like a goddess. Like when she comes on stage, you just looking at her and go, are you real?
Amazing. I mean, I'm so like such a huge fan. Like, I've listened to her from even before she was like famous, and she had like rebranded her name, etc. So I listened to the original Lizzie Grant was her first name.
I never knew that. Yeah, you've taught me something.
It's like she's amazing. Yeah, and then like Lana Del Rey came out, and it's like a huge thing. Yeah, I just love her. But I also like listen to like Mark Armand and David Bowie and like the 70s, like, I don't know, new romantic kind of.
You can definitely see you got elements of like different generations inside your music, because like you said, it's that kind of dark indie alternative pop.
Absolutely, yeah,
mixed
like
into it.
Like Soft Cell was a huge inspiration of mine. Again, like Mark Armand, and he only followed me on Instagram like a few weeks ago, which I was like,
I mean, oh my god,
I almost died. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, no,
Did you think you were having like one of those premonition dreams or some dream where you're like,
I was like, is that actually real? And then I was like fantasizing about like supporting Mark. I was like, oh yeah, but he's just my friend now. Like,
you did actually support someone that was quite big, didn't you? What was her name? Remind everyone. It was a band that you said supported another.
Dido.
That's it.
Dido. Yeah, I mean that was a big thing for me. Like Dido performed at, was it Resorts World? No.
If you don't remember, it's fine. You do so much, it's fine.
Oh god, it's like brain freeze there.
What was going on?
Arena Birmingham. She had her show, so I supported her like the pre-show support, which was really cool. Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah.
How does that feel? Because you said you haven't had much. Like, you've done quite a lot throughout the years.
Yeah, I'm very.
You should be proud of yourself.
I'm very proud of myself. It sometimes feels like, oh my god, did I do all these things? Because I don't come from like a music background at all. Like, there's no creative side in the family like that I grew up around. So, it's like I broke that sort of like routine of, you know, we had doctors or like, you know, whatever, like designers. Like,
your background's quite interesting actually, because when I was reading up, because you've moved around quite a bit, because you started off in the UK, was it?
Yeah, so I was born in Birmingham, and then
you moved to Syria.
Moved to Syria.
So how was that? How long did you move to Syria for?
So I lived in Syria over like about 11 years. In the Middle East in total, about 13 years. So I lived in Saudi Arabia.
That's a long time.
Saudi Arabia, then Syria, then like Kuwait for a bit. But it's like a long time. Like all my childhood was there, and then teenagehood, I suppose. Then I came back when I was 15, just turning 16. So
because you also mentioned when I was reading up that this is when the war was kicking off at one point, and it was psychologically, it would have taken its toll on yourself. So how was that for you?
So I came when I was about to turn 16, and I was the only one that was sent over here. So I couldn't come with my family because my mum is Syrian Russian, and she struggled a lot to get the visa over here, even though my dad is British. Yeah. But he didn't want to come here, so he couldn't. If he didn't come, she would not have been able to follow. So I was here by myself for around 2 months, then they sent over my younger sister, who's 6 years younger than I am. She was about 10 at the time. So I was living with my half sister, who I haven't seen for years. I don't know anything about. She's like fully British. She's been here, like living her whole life. So that was like a big, like, I think this is where music originated from. Like, this is where I started writing poems, and then I started writing like lyrics, and then I remember the first song that I ever sang was Lana Del Rey. Probably I covered her song, and it was the most horrible. Of course, it's the most horrible cover I would ever think about.
Do you know, when you're on about your background, you can hear that in your vocals. It's like you're calling out to some higher power. But the way you hit those notes and you do the riffs up.
It's the Arabic sort of like it's the Arabic like little trills and stuff. I love them. I still feel like there's a lot for me to learn from that, because I don't really sing Arabic either. Like, I've sang a couple of songs in Arabic, and I've got one this year coming up, hopefully. That's fully Arabic, but I feel like there's still a lot to do within that like territory.
Plus, your voice will develop out like even more over time.
100%.
You have this strong tone, and it's very, it commands the room. I remember being at not Sunflower Lounge, Castle and Falcon.
Yeah, I love that.
And this is when I had Caitlin's brother nattering my ear off, and then I was like listening, and I was trying to watch. I was watching you.
Oh my God!
I've got to keep track of both. Come on now, Liz. You got 2 ears. You can do this. But and then I just was transfixed to look at what you're doing, because you have this, even like how your persona and how you hold yourself. You have this elegance.
It's very like different being on stage and being off stage. Is like two different like. That's like my advice to a lot of like artists is, if you want to really avoid that anxiety, that pressure, like being on stage and being an artist, like you have to create that persona. A lot of people call it alter ego. It's not about that. Like, it's just a stage persona, which is different. Like, so El Sam is different than me right now, or well, no, not me. Like, you know, it's slightly like
Beyonce
different.
says that. She like Solange, like who she is on stage is completely different to how she is when you're interacting. One-to-one, or I can agree.
Yeah, it's like a whole different person. It's like an act you put on. Like, when you're on stage, it's like you have to give that full, exquisite, like over dramatic, whatever persona you're kind of going for. Like, it's different than when you're.
So would you say, when you say act, I would say obviously your lyrics are real. Like what you put on, is that persona? Is that kind of? It's like an armor.
It's
in a way,
armor, absolutely. Like, there's still you there, like 100%, but it makes amplified. You feel more confident. Yeah, like much amplified. It's like, you know, when you go on a night out and you have like 3 shots to make yourself confident.
No, it's true. People do that though.
Not that I'm like promoting alcoholism.
No, but you're right. A lot of people like in social, like I was on about that in social situations. He's had to like stop drinking as much because he was so social that he was finding he was drinking in situations he didn't need to be drinking in.
100%.
Because you feel the need to.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but
yeah, no, 100%. Like, but I think that then after a while you find that balance of like your persona on stage and your persona off stage. It's like, it's weird. I don't know. It's very weird.
You know, you should check out as well. Adia, is it Adia or Adi? ADAA. She's from Norway. She comes to England sometimes.
Does she work with Unique?
Yes, because very like LGBT, and I have this vision in my head like you two together would be. Amazing if you did track together. I'm going to interview on the second, but it won't come out till the week after. So I'll mention it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You'd be amazing.
I've met her a couple of times, and actually Unique introduced us, and I think she's got a lovely persona, but like even like her dress, like I was like, okay, her outfit, etc. Like I thought it's very artistic, very minimal as well. So like it's cool. Yeah, I need to like look more into her.
I like that.
Definitely.
So let's talk about your new projects.
Yeah.
That are coming up. Can you, give me any exclusives or?
Oh God. Well, the plan is to literally release a couple of singles. So we're filming for Calling You next week. So I'm in London tomorrow. So I've got a show tomorrow. I'm going to perform it before it comes out. So Calling You is going to be the first exclusive one, like performance in London. So that's really exciting. But the idea by the end of the year is to release an EP. So I've got 2 albums out already. I took one of them down so I can re-release it because I wasn't really happy with it. And then the idea is to release like a mini album, release it at the end of the year, do like a big show. Before that, I definitely want to do a tour. So that's why we're looking at funding right now for it.
That's what we all want. We all want a tour.
I really want a tour. Like I think like the tour is not just music though. So the idea behind the tour is to go to colleges in general, especially like music colleges around the UK. And with that, we'll do a college like during the evening and a school during the day and talk about mental health. and then do a little like.
I've got to say, I don't say it to many people, but I love you for that. I do.
That's like
I've got so much respect
my
for you doing that.
That's my biggest like ambition to do it this year. Yeah, I just think like from my experience, I definitely want to take that on board with me, and just make sure like schools, like younger generation, gets to like deal with it, like and kind of like know more about it, and just be more of it, aware of it, etc., and talk about it, and not feel like not hold it back basically. So, and then with that, I'll do a set, and then obviously my music is all about mental health in general, so it's already incorporated in that. So, and then do like a college in the evening. So that's the plan for the year.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I look forward to that.
I'm really excited to like.
I think it's so important because obviously, when I'll say by day I podcast, by night I'm a youth worker.
Yeah.
So when I'm with kids, I love the fact that we have people like you in the creative industry that are willing to take their time out and talk about their experiences.
Yeah.
So I thank you for that.
It's very important. I think like even my manager is a youth worker, so she comes from that background, and she like we try to make sure that we put in that as much as we could in every like project and every music. I think it's very important. Like that's something that every creative and every person who has the power to do it should do it. Like that's what I encourage all the time. So I hope it works out the way that I want it to work out, because like that's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to that. You have to like message me and let me know. I'd love to get you in the youth zone as well. That'd be great.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, let me know that. So awesome. I thought it'd be fun if we did a fun little game. Yes. Oh yes. put my theme song on, Liz.
Excited about this one now.
Yeah. So it's music related.
Okay.
But it's like a bit like catchphrase, like and in like word innuendos. I think. Okay. So you're gonna pick it up. We'll take turns.
Okay.
And I'll put a little 15-second timer. So the one person has to describe it, while the other person has to guess it.
Okay.
But
oh God.
Obviously, the more you get right, you'll win the game.
Okay.
I mean, you win. I don't know. You'll win my dog. I don't know. I'm not sure. Or something. You win your pride. You win your pride. That's what I say.
Pride. Okay, that's fine. That's cool.
So then, do you want me to go first or?
You go first.
Okay. This always happens.
Because I feel like
how dare you?
I'm gonna like mess it up.
I'll go first. So then. Okay. Oh, this is. If you don't get this, oh yeah. So you can't say the actual. So it could be a person, it could be a person or a thing related to music.
Okay.
So like a saying or a person.
Okay.
So right, here we go then. I'm going to put the timer on. Are you ready?
Watch me just like mess it up completely.
I could mess it up by not describing it properly, to be honest with you. Okay, so. I'm trying to make it hard because you'll get this straight away.
Oh my God.
I'll really think about this one. Okay. They live down by the west coast. They are a queen in their own nature. You love them. You absolutely love them.
Oh my God.
Born to Die.
I mean, not Lana Del Rey.
Yeah.
Oh my God, of course.
Well done.
Live by the West Coast. Oh, that's a good one. That's a very good one.
Yes, that's one.
Surprised it took me that long.
That's one for you then.
Where's my super fan abilities? They've gone.
Right then, okay, so.
Oh.
Okay, you tell me when you're ready. And then I'll start the timer. It's hard trying to describe it because you've got only 15 seconds.
Have you done these?
No, he's done some of them.
Okay, you've done. Okay.
No, I don't. I can't even remember. I've got a memory of a goldfish. No.
Can you see that here? No. There we go. Is it gonna put, okay, cool.
So you're so good. I need to work the camera. Come on, Liz. What am I doing? Okay, right. You ready?
Right. Yes. Okay. Got famous very, very like not recently. A couple of years ago.
Say Elton John.
Oh my God. No.
What am I on about? Oh, a young person.
Not
Little Mix.
particularly. No, not particularly young. No. Is that the 50-second
Yeah,
con?
I ran out of time. That was quick.
That's not 50 seconds.
That is 15 seconds.
Oh, 15. I thought 50.
Oh,
it's like 5.
I'm not that nice. What? Yeah, I will double. Next time I'll double tap it so we get double.
Okay, okay, cool.
Double time.
Has been very inspirational to the generation.
Has she won anything recently?
It's a male.
Oh, I don't know. Tell me.
I feel like I shouldn't tell you. I feel like you should guess this. Like, it's really good.
Oh.
Okay. Grime artist.
Grime. Stormzy?
Yes.
If you didn't see it, it's only because you said grime.
Yeah.
He's been like very political out there.
Very political. What did he do recently? He did something really great. Was it for like the like students or something like that.
Yeah, he
like
created a fund for
funding for
obviously
university
ethnic,
students.
for his ethnic
Yeah.
background, because a lot of opportunities aren't
Oh,
always given. Because sometimes, let's be honest, they'll lie about it and
Absolutely.
say it's not happening. But if you go into certain jobs, they'll have certain criteria
certain criteria
to
and
fit,
yeah, absolutely.
and that's
It's
usually
horrible.
that's usually the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. Let's see this one.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna put 2 on, so you get 2
Plenty.
chances. Right. This is a saying. This is when you do a great. You go up and down on the notes. What's it called?
Riff.
Yes.
Cool.
Why is he so good? I'm terrible.
Oh my
That's
god.
2-0. Oh,
Gosh. Okay. Let's see.
it's painful. It's painful when you're competitive.
This is a very good one.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I don't know if I should do something like really recent. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Can you sing it? Can you do
Oh,
do
you
whatever?
can do
Okay.
what you like. Are you
Okay.
ready? Right.
Okay.
I'll put this low then, say if you want to sing.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, I forgot our songs now.
It's fine. I can start it again.
Yeah. I'm only gonna do like a little verse of it, like a little two
Oh,
liner.
that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I've got 2
I
of
had
these.
a dream. I got everything I wanted.
Billie Eilish.
Yes.
Oh, that was so nice. Carry on. Carry on. See,
I
that's
don't
what
know
I
the
mean.
rest of the song,
I've
but
got,
it's
guys,
like,
I got that for free. When his name's up in lights even more, I'll be like,
you'll be like,
I got serenaded by him singing Billie Eilish. Okay, then so I've got 1. That's amazing. Well done, Liz. Oh, okay. No, I'm not singing though. I'm not gonna like tear your ears apart. Don't worry. Okay.
do it.
So he's very well known in his industry. He has amazing hair colour like mine. He sings.
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Cool. When you said amazing, I kind of like. Actually, me and Ed Sheeran went to the same college, but like different years.
No.
It's so crazy.
What college did you go to?
Access to Music, but
Oh,
it's
wow.
now Access Creative College. Yeah,
Wow.
and he's like the ambassador for the college. So
Got that on your CV, haven't you? You're like,
well,
oh.
I haven't met him, but like he was just like in a different year. So yeah, I don't think that kind of like works, but you know.
No,
still-
the fact you went there,
We were
though,
in the same place together, but like
Yeah.
at different time zones.
it's like when like the Brit Award, like the Brit school. If you go
Yeah.
there, like Amy Winehouse, Jessie J, Adele, like what?
It's like, oh, they were my friends now.
I don't want my friends. Right, then your turn. Right, here we go.
Oh god, okay.
So it's a singing one.
Oh,
Right, you let me know when you're ready, and
Okay.
I'll start the timer.
this is cool. Yeah, this is such like an LGBT saying, like such a queer like saying. It's like, oh, honey.
Oh, slay!
Yeah,
Slay!
slaying it.
Come on, RuPaul.
Who wrote this?
No, I did not write that one. No, it was me. That was me. I cheated on that one. The fact that I didn't get the first one though, I told you I won't
you
remember.
made up for that.
I won't,
Okay.
I won't remember half of these. I'm not just saying it. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh god.
No, you'll get this.
Okay.
Well, whether you listen to them if you're a huge fan. Right, it's a big group. One of them did a documentary recently on bullying.
Little Mix.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved her documentary though.
How good was that?
Really, really.
It kind of
really
fits
deep.
into
Yeah.
what you're obviously not the
Yeah.
bullying side, but the whole mental health, because she went
Yeah.
through that, didn't she? Depression.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever had someone troll you or someone contact you in?
Absolutely. So
You have,
after the
yeah.
blogosphere thing happened, so
Mm.
I performed for blogosphere, and it's a blogging magazine really
Yeah.
in London, and they had me over at a show, and they launched this. The featured person on that
Mm.
magazine was Dina Tokyo, who's
Yeah.
like she's a hijabi Muslim fashionista
Wow.
who is huge on YouTube, and like she's got over like 1 million.
She shared
something.
your calling song, didn't she?
She was there that night, and
Okay.
obviously she's Middle Eastern as well, and
Okay,
she's Egyptian, I'm
yes.
Syrian, so like
Okay.
we're very close, etc. So and everyone was like, "Oh my god, you look like cousins! Like
Mm.
we look so similar." But she basically used one of my tracks on her like fashion like video
Oh, that's amazing.
vlog, or no, like a video sort of like fashion video. Yeah. So
Mm.
and so it kicked off from there. So a lot of people started following. Obviously, my YouTube like really exploded, which was really really cool, and I was like really
Amazing,
shocked by it. It was just crazy, and that's where the 6,000 followers came from on Instagram. It was that kind of like big hit that kind of built it up. So from that, a lot of positivity happened.
Mhm.
A lot of negative stuff happened. So like a lot of people like saying horrible things like, "Oh, you should just kill yourself." Like stuff as intense as that, like, or like if you were in front of me I would shoot you, like that kind of stuff. So it kind of like
How do you deal with that when you see comments like that? How do you deal with it? Or did you?
My best friend, who's Talvin, who's my creative artist, he was like, the first thing that you do, just not read the comments. The first thing that you do is just block yourself from reading the comments.
Don't we?
But we do. I continued doing that. And I was like, oh my God. Then I started deleting them. And I was like, you know what? This is such a hassle. I should not be doing that at all. Like, I learned from that, you know, you're going to have to expect it. It's fine. Like, it's fine. It's
like Marmite. People either love it or they hate it. That's exactly. Just, everyone has a different opinion. But to say something that deep.
It was like,
and when you don't know the person stuff, and there's no need to me, that's someone who's crying out for help. That has that that kind of deflects their pain onto someone else.
But like, again, like on a daily basis, like me walking down the street looking as, even if I go in a hat and I don't do my hair or like I don't dress up, etc., you get that all the time. Like I got it and I get it every day. Like, it's crazy. Even coming here today, like people give stares, people say like stuff that are just so unnecessary. So, but you learn after a while that, you know, I just block it.
You
fine.
Do you, and you do it great.
Exactly.
So don't worry, Sam. You do it great.
I'm just like, whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Exactly. Right then. Last one. Oh, last one. No.
Right, let's see. Oh.
Okay.
This is a good one. Okay.
See, I can't remember. I actually can't remember what this is. The last one. Okay.
This is your handwriting, I think. Similar to this one. So
Sam,
you wrote it.
No, it's not. It's not. What's it about?
Unless you both got
I don't
like the same.
know what he's talking about, guys.
Okay, what do we call this one?
I'm not looking at the camera, and I'll just cheat. No, he did help me though. Some of them he did. You've got very similar. We have got similar. Are you ready?
So this is a phrase that a lot of rappers and grime artists do. What do they do on a track?
Rap?
No.
Spit.
Yeah.
But just spit.
Spit. What? What did they spit?
Bars?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
They don't spit anything else, do they?
Just spit. Spit all over the mic. That's what I'll do
as well.
Welcome.
That's a good one.
What am I on about? Good one. So you won. Well done, Sam. You won that. Yay. I'm really looking forward actually to all of your new music. I want to have you here longer, to be honest with you. I don't feel like we've finished talking about part. We'll do in a few months or a year time. We'll do another one, definitely. Is that
absolutely,
a yes?
Absolutely.
Oh, you said yes now, so I've got proof of you saying that.
Like the journey here was nice. You're very nice. This is beautiful. So we talked about
you.
That stuff.
I feel really, you know, when you meet people, and obviously I enjoy interviewing everyone, but you know when you meet and people have that certain aura about them, they have good intentions.
Absolutely,
and how they present themselves, and you got that.
Thank you.
You're a lovely lad.
That's right.
Lad. After talking LGBT, you're a lovely lad.
Yeah, no lad.
Oh,
why not?
Why not?
Oh,
so where can we find you? I'm going to put it at when we first start, and I'm going to edit it. But just for those that do watch.
Yeah, so it's official El Sam. Everyone it's like, what is El Sam? So I literally say official Elsa, like Elsa from Frozen, but with an M at the end.
You're going to try that hairstyle next, maybe?
What, the white,
yeah. Just go. Just go.
Maybe that would go for maybe like for a drag show or something. I don't know.
Let me know when that is. I love drag.
Yeah. So it's official El Sam. It's everywhere. Like Instagram.
That's nice that everything's the same.
Yeah. No.
I do
everything. I started with I had different emails and different ones all over social media.
It gets hard, doesn't it, to try and remember.
Try and remember. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make it all together.
And when's the next gig or?
So I'm in London tomorrow, which is so exciting.
Yes, Samsung UK, is that
Samsung
sponsoring
UK.
Or that to do that the whole?
Well, it's City Link Up, who is this event that they events. I don't know. It's the name of the event really, and it happens every few months. And I did a couple of shows with them a couple of years ago, in London as well. And it used to be in Camden. Now they've moved it to the actual Samsung Centre, which is amazing.
Wow.
I saw the stage. I was like, this
That's
is amazing.
So cool.
It's in the middle of the Samsung Centre. It's
that's just what you want, though, isn't it? You're
like,
yes, I love that.
So that's tomorrow, and then after that, I don't know.
So
I don't actually know.
But you did say you're releasing them, so people got that to look forward to. Your new singles.
Definitely, yeah.
And then is it a couple months after you try and plan gigs or
no, so it goes in January really that we plan everything. January, February, we plan all the shows that we're gonna do, all the actually doing a little set with Naomi. On the 13th.
She said she was going to bring you out as a.
Oh my god! Did I just give it
surprise?
away?
No, as a surprise. And then I was like, "Well, you said on the podcast." But
well, yeah. Oh, did you say it on the podcast already?
Yeah. It's an exclusive. I'm like,
It's an exclusive, yeah. I'm doing like a little cover song with Lana Del Rey. Again, of course.
Yeah, but
we're doing
I like that you do stick to that, because some people should pretend they don't.
Yeah.
Like certain artists.
No,
I like that you're honest and you do.
Yeah.
That's
And
what I
like, she loves Lana Del Rey and I love Lana Del Rey, so we were like, let's just do a Lana Del Rey song. And video games, so like, both of our genres, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. That's going to be like an amazing little set.
I look forward to
that's the next one. And then I'm doing a couple of festivals
yes.
this year, which is really cool.
That'd be cool.
Doing Cannon Hill Park Foodies Festival. I'm not sure where that is.
You make sure you let me know, and then because I'd like to go to that as well.
Yeah.
We could book some annual leave list or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get you on like the guest list.
He says that now and he'll be like, I don't know who she is.
No.
Get her out of here.
No.
Who is that?
I never do that.
No, joking. No. That's just me, my weird sense of humour. But I want to say thank you so much for dropping by.
Thank you so much for
And I
having
can't
me.
wait for calling you.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
amazing.
excited for this one. It's going to be like
So, yeah.
nice.
Look forward to seeing you maybe next year.
Yes, well, perfectly before that.
Oh yeah, we'll come to your gigs. Well, jeez. Right then.
Gosh. Another podcast in a week. Bye.
Yes. See ya.